And thank you all for joining us today. We're excited to have you here at our newly expanded and enhanced Heritage Farm. Yay. We have a very fun morning planned for you all, and to tell you more about it, here's Albuquerque's Mayor, Tim Keller.
All right, thanks.
Well, this is truly a special morning. There's so much going on here at our amazing biopark, but of course, it's also Earth Day, fitting, and so that may or may not have been on purpose, but a happy Earth Day. And so we do want to mention too, just before we go into this facility, that the city celebrated Earth Day. It was actually 2 Sundays ago with a wonderful festival at Balloon Fiesta Park, and so hopefully folks got to see that. But today we are here for a complete rejuvenation, reincarnation, reinvigoration of the Heritage Farm. And some folks might remember its former version, which was, it was an homage to, in many ways, our heritage farming. And we did some amazing things, especially out with our agriculture. But it wasn't a real experience for families. And as I look around here and I see people from all ages, especially our little ones and parents with strollers, and this is something that I know even with my own kids, which only a few years ago they were in a stroller. The Heritage Farm was always kind of like, okay, well, we're going to the Heritage Farm and what's going to be there? And it depended, but now we have some real sort of showpieces that are meaningful in their own right as part of our agriculture history, of course, but also are going to be fun for the kids. So I think first and foremost, you can't overshadow the Highland cattle. And so these are long-haired cattle that, yes, do just fine in the desert. But they are amazing and actually iconic all around the world. It's really special for us to have some that we can see up close right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And of course, we also have some special Nigerian dwarf goats, and we have miniature donkeys, no doubt going to be hits with the children. And we're also going to have an amazing zoo team that is going to explain what all these animals do and how they fit into our heritage and our history and even into modern day agriculture. And in many ways, it's about harvesting history together. That's what this is about, because we're going to be actually doing harvesting. We're going to be actually utilizing these animals, and they're going to be working with us as a community, depending on the seasons and the various crops that we're working on. And so what this really reflects is our own heritage. And what I mean by that is this Heritage Farm is the only place in America that combines 3 agricultural traditions. Our, of course, indigenous traditions, which are alive and well with us all around New Mexico, but will also be showcased right here at the Heritage Farm. And also our Hispanic farming traditions, even the acequia that you saw walking in. And there's other elements that we incorporate from our different colonial eras. And of course, really the sort of, think of it as the Santa Fe Trail era of American farming heritage and that road out west and how we have to feed a population that's growing. And so these are the 3 types of agriculture that we're celebrating. And it's all in part to, number 1, the hard work of our biopark staff and society. So there are a ton here. So, but give us please a wave, all our volunteers, all our staff, give them all a round of applause, all the work they do. And of course, they need funding to do all this. And that brings us to the fact that this is a $14 million project. And there's zero chance this would have been possible without the 1/8 cent gross receipts tax that, of course, the voters approved, but also the Biopark Society has kept alive and well and is such a good steward of those funds. And I know Julie's here and others. Give them a round of applause. Okay, so with this, we're going to have demonstrations in our working farmhouse. We're going to have educators hosting discovery stations for activities. And of course, we're going to have our amazing volunteers outlining especially how our plants continue to supply us with food, even from this farm, each and every day. So I'm going to close with the last exhibit, which is an especially fun one. But we have some students here from one of our schools, Sandia Prep, and they have been working a long time on an interactive project, especially for the little ones, which is really about mud painting. And they will explain how that's also part of our heritage. But that's over here, and give these students a round of applause who've been working on this. So with that, I'm going to say that we continue to try and honor, respect, and celebrate our heritage and every piece of our heritage each and every day in this city. And that's one of the primary things that makes this such a special and unique place to live. And now we get to share the agriculture side of that heritage each day at our biopark. So with more on this, the director of our biopark, Brandon Gibson. Brandon?
Thank you, Mayor Keller. You know, here at the biopark, we pride ourselves in the care we provide to our animals, whether that's a huge elephant at the zoo or an heirloom breed of chicken here at the farm. And we've invested in expanding the original animal barn. We've added flex yards that can be reconfigured each day to enrich our animals, and the new pasture for livestock with state-of-the-art capabilities. And I can't wait to show you as you guys all come back here and see those new expansions. Also, conservation is key and at the heart of all that we do here at the biopark. So we have invested in water catchment systems and pollinator gardens, and we remain committed to protecting New Mexico's rare and endangered plants like the Sacramento prickly poppy and the New Mexico penstemon. Our farmers also use regenerative farming techniques to maintain our orchards and crops in a sustainable way. The biopark staff has worked tirelessly to bring this farm to life. So special thanks to our Heritage Farm team, our horticulture team, our maintenance team, our project management team, animal care veterinarians, and the New Mexico Biopark Society. I'd also like to thank our contractors, Sam Sterling Architects with Sam and Ali, Site Southwest with George, our contractors, Anissa Construction, Sequoia Landscaping, 5 Ton Monkey, and Sandbros Core. And we'd also like to thank our band, Cheap Shot. And as everybody makes their way into the Heritage Farm, we hope that you find inspiring connections today. Whether that's a newfound love of Highland cattle or ideas of how you can grow your own vegetables in your backyard. But most of all, we hope that you have a great time exploring the Heritage Farm every time you visit. And so with that said, I'll hand it back over to Mayor Keller.
That's good. I forgot a few things. So the tractor. Okay, so what we're going to do next, first off, there are 2 things I have to share. Number one, I do want to make sure that folks realize, obviously it takes a whole city to do stuff like this. And there are lots of people who like file paperwork, but also make sure that we get different monies together and make sure that all the architecture and engineering works. So I just want to acknowledge a couple of them. Our COO is here, Pat Montoya. And also, you know, the zoo is part of a city department, which is kind of incredible. And that department has amazing leadership. And our director is Dr. Shel Sanchez. And of course, every construction project in the city, in one way or another, has to go through one woman, Jennifer Turner, the director of municipal development. And so we're going to kind of officially kick this off with a nice little tractor roll. But before we do that, I also want to preview what's coming in the fall, because we haven't forgotten about everyone who loves an old-timey train. And so this facility will have that probably this fall. And it's actually a huge loop that goes all the way around this amazing sort of bosque open space up there. So enjoy this, and then in the fall, come out and enjoy it again on the train. Okay, so with that, we're going to follow this special tractor, which is not exactly heritage, but it has a nice sticker on it for the city of Albuquerque. And what we're going to do, if anyone wants to join us, because I know that you haven't been able to see all the things we've been talking about, so you can just kind of follow the tractor on in. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Carl. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.